Hi everyone, welcome to Chef Shelley's Temporary Kitchen. If you remember, I'm in temporary housing right now. Can't wait to move into our house and enjoy my new magnificent kitchen. So really excited about it. Today I'm going to continue on the fall theme. If you recall, I thought, I'd come up with some recipes that would highlight some of the foods that we eat in the fall. So today I'm going to show you how to make at least a healthy version of an apple walnut spice cake. And I'll kind of talk with you a little bit about some of the trade-offs that I made to help make this a healthy dish. So what we're going to do to start off, and as usual, I will put the measurements, of course, on the site. But basically, we're going to mix together 2 cups of flour. Now, one thing that you can substitute here is you certainly can use wheat flour. It's going to make it a little, more dense, but you can do that, and that would even take it to a whole nother level. I've mixed together my spices already, so I have kind of equal portion of cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice. I've got salt and baking soda. Again, you'll know what those specific items are. So we're going to just mix these together here. Put these aside. I'm going to mix this, and then I'm actually going to set this aside as I get these together. And then I'm going to pull together some of my wet ingredients, and then I'm going to add the flour and spice mixture along with my apples. So I'm going to set this aside, okay, because we're going to come back to that. The next thing I'm going to mix is I've got, and here's a healthy version, I've got a half a cup of softened butter. And here's two huge things. I'm using brown sugar. Again, it's not as sweet as the white sugar. It's healthier for you. So we've got 2 cups here of brown sugar. And then I also have a half a cup of applesauce. And this is just making it moist. That's what we're after here. So I'm going to make sure I've got everything included. Okay, and then I'm also going to add a tablespoon of water and put all my bowls together, put them out of the way. And then I have 4 eggs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on and start blending this together. And then while that's blending, let's go on and put that on kind of medium. I'm going to also add to that 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, so just add that vanilla. Okay. All right. Let me get some of these things kind of out of the way. Step out of sight. Camera for just a second. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is, now that that's mixed really well, I'm going to stop that. And then I'm going to add to that my flour mixture. Remember, this was flour and spices. I've also chopped up and then lightly, I put it in my blender just to make it less chunky. What you could do, this is actually 3 large apples and 1 medium apples. Now, one point I want to make about the apples, because I didn't use the white sugar, again, it's going to make it sweeter. You really want to make sure you have sweet apples. I would not use, and I recognize that I've got people tuning in from all over the world, so you're going to have to go with the apples that are in your area. But if you can get apples like Gala apples or Fuji apples, I would recommend those apples over maybe like a Red Delicious, because Red Delicious tends to be crispy but not as sweet. And a Macintosh, which I absolutely love, it tends to be softer. So I would try to find an apple that's, again, a sweet apple, and then one that, has a a nice crunch to it. That's what I would say. Because this is going to go mix all of this in here together. So I'm going to go on, and then the other thing to help make this a little healthier is I have a half a cup of chopped walnuts. So we're balancing, we've got some protein here to go in there. And walnuts and apples are just fantastic together. So I'm going to go on, and first of all, I'm going to take this off for a second. I'm going to add my flour mixture. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to also add my apples. Again, this is actually 3 large apples, and then I had like a medium apple. I want the goodness, that good taste to be there. My dad always talks about taste. It has to taste so good. And then my half a cup of walnuts, okay? So you've got that mixed there together. Let's put this back on. And I also have, kind of in the background, I've got my oven set to 350. So you want to do that. And then another thing I want to tell you about this kind of a cake and how you grease your pan. I'm using a bundt pan. What I would say to you is don't use regular like pan cooking spray. Get the kind that has the flour. Or else you can, you don't have the spray that has a flour. All you have to do is take some oil, say canola oil, and make sure you cover the whole pan, grease the pan, and then take some flour and then shake it on it, and you'll make your own mixture, okay? So you don't want it clumpy or anything like that, but that's how you want to make that. Because this is going to be a heavier cake, there's just some cakes that you need the flour base instead. But I've already floured it. Let's take a look here. This is looking good. We'll turn it up just a little bit. And then we're also going to bake this cake for about an hour on 350. Now remember, I give you these estimates. It's going to be based on your oven. So what you're going to want to do is, you know, stick your toothpick in the cake batter, or in the cake, just to make sure that it's done, okay? All right, this is looking really good. I'm going to just mix it just a little bit more. Again, it's not going to be all the way. You're going to have chunks because you've got your apples in there, right? So that's to be expected. But I just want to make sure I've got it all mixed nicely. And again, pretty simple recipe. And most of these things, you might not have the allspice. That might be one thing that you don't. And you know what? If you don't, I wouldn't worry about it. Maybe add a little bit more cinnamon, a little bit more nutmeg to your mixture. Okay? All right, I think this is good. It's not going to take much. Okay, take this out. Put this over here. And I'm just going to make sure that everything is mixed well on the bottom. Okay, like so. And then I'm just going to pour it in. Okay, just nice and evenly spread it out. And this is going to be a big cake. I can already tell because of where it comes on the pan. So it'll be plenty of cake to go around. Okay, this would be like a nice morning slice of something that you could have before you leave for work or something like that. So that's kind of how it looks. Again, you can see it's a little chunky. Those are the pieces of apple that are sticking up. So I'm going to go on, put it in the oven for 1 hour, and then we'll come back, take a look at it, and let's have a taste, okay? All right, let's put it in the oven. Guess what? We're back. The cake's out the oven. It looks delicious. I've actually tasted some of the crumbs, and it's delicious. So one of the things I did, just as a modify, I always tell you, you've got to watch your cake or whatever it is you're putting in the oven. It may be the amount of time I'm saying you've got to adjust it I put it in I set it for an hour, but I kept checking on it, and I actually took it out in 50 minutes. So it really depends upon your oven, how long it's going to take. And then I let it cool for about a good 15-20 minutes, okay? So you want to do that because I said this is a heavy cake. And if you do not have either that oil with flour base on the cake pan, it's going to stick. I can tell you, I can rest assured it's going to stick. So the last thing we're going to do to finish off this cake before I get to taste it is I've put in the shaker here just some confectionery sugar. And so, you know, we're just going to sprinkle some on like so, just to pretty it up like that. So you don't need a lot. I've put actually in the container just about, a quarter of a cup. I doubt that I'm gonna use all of it. Let me just shake it up here a little bit so I can get some on the inside as well. Just making it pretty, okay? So put as much as you would like, just to dress it up. I think this is sufficient. Some of it is gonna melt anyway, because this is again, another reason why you want to do it after you've had a chance to let it cool, because otherwise it's going to melt on it. All right, so looks delicious, yummy, yummy, yummy. Let's have a taste, because again, I've only had a chance to taste some crumbs. So I'm going to cut into this, and it's nice and spongy, I can tell that. Let's just take a slice out. And I can even see the apples. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. So let's see. Again, I didn't do all that sugar. I just did the brown sugar, but let's give it a taste. Oh my goodness. This is delicious. Delicious, delicious, and delicious. Please continue to tune in to Chef Shelley's kitchen, even though I'm in my temporary kitchen. And be sure to subscribe. Click on the little logo with my face and subscribe so that you can view any updates that I bring. Typically, I'll put a video out every other week. So thanks again. I hope you enjoy this treat. This would be really good with some vanilla ice cream. It would be delicious, delicious, delicious. Take care. Till next time. Bye-bye.